Hi everybody, Donna Salazar here for Gel Press. I'm going to show you today how to do a girly grunge pickup print. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the other artists showing you different techniques that you can do with the gel press. Today I'm actually going to be using one of the new impressibles. This is the Rose Mandala, and as you can see, it's very messy. It's got a ton of paint on it, and I'm going to show you the benefit of not cleaning your plates and what kind of technique you can get by leaving them all messy like this. So I'm beginning by using a brayer to add white acrylic paint to the plate right on top of the dried paint. And I'm using Basics from Liquitex, and it is about a medium body, and it is more opaque than some of the fancier like Golden Open type paints that are ideal for getting amazing, very crisp and clear prints. For a technique like this, where you're doing a pickup print to pick up what has been left on your plate, you need something that is really going to adhere to the paint that's on the plate and the paper, because the paint is what is going to act as your glue to pull off what is on your plate. Once I have the paper pressed into every little nook and cranny of the design on this Impressibles plate, I'm going to need to sit it aside and let it completely dry. You don't want it to be cool or damp or anything when you touch the back of that paper. Now, I had left the dried up paint on the Impressibles plate for probably 2.5 weeks or so. So it was really stuck on there. So that's why it's taking quite a bit for me to be able to pick up all of the paint that is on here. But if I did print after print after print, eventually I would be able to pick up every little speck of paint that was left on this Impressibles plate. The accidental cool thing that I created when I did this was the almost embossed effect that I got on this print from pressing down into all the little design wells, and you can see where the paint is sticking up. Because I had worked at this so hard, some of the paint actually was lifting off of the print, so I'm actually just adding a little bit of medium to hold the pieces that were kind of flipping up down. Now the paint is crackling on this design because it was so dry on the plate, but if you were to play and add layers and layers in one session, you could do a very grungy pickup print and it would be a lot easier to pull up. Because there was so much left, I decided that I wanted to do another print. And since I did pull a lot of it off the first time, I'm adding a little bit of color to fill in so it's not just all white. For this second pickup print, I'm using the Liquitex Basics again, as well as some Winsor Newton acrylic paints in blue. I also decided to pull out my bone folder to try to get closer into the crevices and right in next to the design walls so that I could try to get as much of that extra paint off of the plate as possible. And then I got smart and I decided to start to flip the plate over, because then you can see exactly where all of those girly grunge pockets of goodness are. And so that's where I'm concentrating more of my effort in pressing that paper into the plate. So after letting this actually sit overnight, I wanted it to be very dry. There was no coolness or dampness on the back of the paper at all. Then I started to pull this print up, and even still there is more grungy goodness left on this Impressibles plate that I can go back later and pull with additional pickup prints. I am just going to do the 2 prints for this video, and I'll show you in a moment the 2 prints side by side. But again, look at the embossed detail that you get and all of the crackle. It's just amazing. I love it. Thanks so much for joining me. Remember to come back on Saturday because you will see the project that I create using the technique that I did today.